Alright, here we got under the engine bay. I'll try to point a couple things out. We'll start at the front here. You can see how my intercooler's mounted, the ETS core, the Mishimoto radiator, Hallman boost controller. Start the manifold here. You can see the EGT. I got the dipstick zip tied down right now so it doesn't ever pop off. So I had a local shop make this exhaust for me, but it's all V-band. You can see how the external just dumps right in right there. Maybe move around this way. Gunmetal cover with the red letters, and it's got clear powder coat over it. I do have this piece as well as the timing cover that I'm going to put in for you. Those are just spray painted gunmetal with clear spray over it. So I use stainless steel button head fasteners. Just kind of clean things up here. Makes it look nice. So you will get the spark plug cover and the timing cover. You can see I got the Taylor 10mm wires. I have had an issue before where a car will break up sometimes if you're running a lot of boost. Just have to gap the plugs down a little bit, but I will be including a new set of OEM Mitsubishi wires. I was just going to go back, screw all this aftermarket stuff, go right back to OEM Mitsu wires, so I'll be including those. You can see my power steering had to be bypassed for the intercooler. I mean, it still has power steering, just the cooler that goes up front's bypassed. Here I'll show you my lower intercooler pipe here, which is probably different than everybody else. You can see I have a really long rubber coupler. Reason for that was the first pipe, the actual pipe went all the way up to like here with just a small coupler, and since it's so crammed in here nowadays, I could not get it in there without removing the radiator or the cross member or something. So the pipe actually ends right about there, and it's got a long coupler. It's been holding fine at 35 psi. So my whole purpose there was just ease of installation. Just how I did it. Intake pipe. You can see it's kind of got an odd coupler here. Basically, it's a real nice intake that Matt made. You can see it even mounts right there with 2 bolts. So it's sturdy. It's in there. Puts the filter and the Evo airflow sensor down where the stock side mount used to be. But anyway, they had made this on my old original 50 trim setup as a 4-inch, and then it had a 4 to neck down coupler on it, and it bolted up nice to my 50 trim. Well, with this kit, the SLS manifold and the S362, the turbo is a little bit, it's located slightly different. So you can kind of see, here's the edge of the turbo inlet. So the clamps kind of up to the edge. You don't have much room to keep going here. I do have an extra piece of 4-inch pipe I'm going to throw in the trunk for you so you can make this intake just a little bit longer. And I have a 4-inch coupler too I'm going to throw in for you so that everything will, at some point you want, you can just cut, probably just needs another 1-inch section added onto this intake and it'll fit a little bit better. But I mean, everything's sealed up fine. It's not leaking, it's clamped all the way around. It's not perfect because I usually like to have the coupler butted all the way up against it, but just wanted to point that out. One puller and one pusher you can barely see down in there. And that one's pushing its AC condenser because it still does have AC. Let's move over here. You can see the AC compressor down there. Maybe you really can't, but what you'll notice is the belt is not on. That is the only thing stopping the air conditioning from working right now. Is took the belt off. I just never put it back on last time I put this together. So AC still works. Has a compressor. It's charged. It's charged with a Freon called Freeze 12. Because this was originally R12, and Freeze 12 is what they converted it to out in Arizona. So cheaper Freon. It's not the R134 or whatever it is. It's called Freeze 12. So keep that in mind. Over here, there's the coolant overflow. You can see how the hose goes down to there, and there's a drain off it too. Might be kind of weird that they're both from the bottom, but actually how this works is you can see one of the pipes actually comes to the top. That's the drain, so it doesn't actually drain until it gets that high. Okay. There's actually a twin-chambered catch can if you're trying to figure out how this works. It's basically split right down the middle here. So here's one chamber, here's another chamber, completely sealed, completely separate. There's 2 drain petcocks underneath to drain either side. So that's my crankcase ventilation here. You just follow it from there right in the filter. The other one comes out of a new PCV valve, comes in, goes out. Actually got a separate check valve right here to make sure this doesn't get pressurized. Here you can see the ARC2 unit. Battery mount that I had to make myself. I originally got the JMF one, but that didn't work because I still have air conditioning, so this guy was in the way, so the JMF kit doesn't work. I'll point out that, where is it? Here is the O2 sensor plug. See, there's no O2 sensor plugged into it because with Link I just forced this car into open loop because it's E85. Sometimes you have issues with the fuel trims constantly adjusting, so the shop up here and me, we just decided we're going to force it into open loop so I can force whatever AFR I want. So, if you want to throw a O2 sensor back in, feel free. Just know right now it doesn't. It has a bung for an O2 on it, and it's actually plugged with an old O2 sensor with the wires cut off. So, if you want to put an O2 sensor on here, you can. You just got to throw a new O2 sensor on it and run the wire up. So you got the Blue Top 1600s on here. It's all stock fuel lines going into a Olin-6 fuel filter. You can see where I got the AN adapters right there, and it's a -6 line. You can see it goes right up here into the fuel rail, and the air motive regulator comes out, liquid fill gauge. That's it for fuel line mods. That's all it should need. Here's where I had mounted the coil pack. So, it's in there. Pretty solid. Alright, I think that pretty much covers under the hood here. You can see I had to notch this out right here. That's also to clear the SLS manifold. It's supposed to come with a lifetime warranty. I even asked them if that also follows the manifold, so now that you have it, do you still get the warranty? And they said yes. I will point out this one nut likes to come loose all the time. No matter how hard I try to tighten it, it always wants to come loose, but it can't actually fall out because the manifold's in the way. So, alright, JMF intake, that should be it. The oil was changed about 200 miles ago with Mobil 1. That should be it, sir.